Good morning, Mr. Kapoor, and it's a pleasure to have you at Hindustan Times Leadership Summit.
Thank you.
So, a very, very splendid career that, you've had in the industry, and fans continue to wait to see your films on the big screen. The hunger is still there. As much as it's in you to act, it's the same in the fans as well. So, when you look upon at the journey, is it like a lot of gratitude, contentment, or there are still certain things that are unfulfilled and you're still kind of, trying to chase those as well?
I always feel, there's so much more to do, and the hunger is still there, and I'm looking forward to my next film, which is Malang, which is releasing on February 14th, which is what do you call that? Valentine's Day, yes. So February 14th is Malang, and so that's my next. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm starting a few films, 2-3 films in 2020.
Not much is out about Malang yet, but definitely the looks that came out and your young look has continued, become a conversation starter again. So why don't you tell us?
Oh, that's not my look in the film, by the way. That's not. It's just one of those good days. I was there, and everybody asked me. I said, you're looking. I said, listen, that was one of my good days. And so it's just a kind of a photo op which we did before starting the film. So that's not a look. The look is going to be released in sometime in January. Yeah.
So clearly you are again and again trying to break that mold and continue to experiment with the characters that you take. Like this year itself, one saw you in Total Dhamal. That was like an out-and-out comedy.
Yes, of course. Ek ladki ko dekha
and then it was like a message-oriented film.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a
mixed bag.
A mixed bag, and I enjoyed all the 3 films, working in all those 3 films, and many more to come now.
Even Takht is one of the most touted films.
Yes, I'm also looking forward to the film. I'm for the first time I'm doing a historical.
Have prep started?
It's going to start sometime, I think, end of Feb, March.
I'm sure another very, very special and close to your heart film is going to be the Abhinav Bindra biopic. Clearly for a fact that you're going to start.
Yeah, of course. I met the Chief Minister now, and Arvinder Ji, and I was telling him, I said, we'll be shooting the film in Chandigarh because, Bindra's family is based in Chandigarh, so there's a lot of work which will happen in Chandigarh. So we're working on the script, and so it's one of my most passionate projects, and it's going to star Harsh as Abhinav, and so I'm looking forward to the film.
So Anil, tell me, when you star with your own child, like, you start with Sonam, and that was again a very, very endearing chemistry that one saw on screen.
Yeah.
It was like a heartfelt moment that you shared, and now with Harsh. Is it like a comfortable zone?
No. As I was speaking to Catherine, and we were discussing. See, when family works together, it's a very, you're walking the thin edge, and so we have to, the roles. Like I'm doing another film with Harsh where I'm not playing his father.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that film. It's a very exciting script which he has put together, the film, and so I'm looking forward to that film also. Where I'm not going to say much about the film, but I'm not playing his father in the film, and that's what is exciting about it. So I'm just it's not only this film. So it's like, I'm happy that I'm getting, getting an opportunity to work with my children.
So switching from films, coming back to the brand Anil Kapoor, you're going to turn 63 this month, if I'm not wrong, yes?
Yes. 24th December, I turned 63.
What again, people give examples of you that Anil Kapoor equals reverse aging.
I was asking Michael that he's my role model. He's 75, and he's on top of the game. He's a master of his craft, and and he's doing globally, and so there's a long way to go. So I think we should discuss him. And Clint
back
Eastwood.
In India, maybe
you are
there.
Clint Eastwood, he's almost touching 90, and he's making films every year. There's Amitabh Bachchan from our, who's 77.
So tell me, when you started in the industry back in 1970s and 1983.
77, I faced the camera. 79 January, my first film release.
Okay.
Yeah.
From then to now, how have the choices of film and the factors that really make you sign a project changed? I mean, of course, with time and generations, you do change, but particularly within yourself, what are the criterions that have changed that were not there back then and they, of course, matter now?
See, obviously, you have to, society changes, everything changes around you, so you have to change with them.
True.
And when you have good people around you, you have good children, good family, you have a great team around you, got good friends, you listen, you travel, you read, you watch. I think all these things help you reinvent yourself, and that's what I always do. And I'm open to, and most importantly, I'm ready to fail. I'm ready to take the chance, I'm ready to take a risk and follow my feet. I don't mind people making fun of me. and and do some mistakes, do some fresh mistakes, and learn from them. So if I keep on playing safe, I don't think so I'll be able to really grow. So I've never played safe in my life where my choices of films are concerned. So I kept on doing that. I would do some safe films, some films which were out of the box. As a producer, as an actor, that's what I do. Yeah.
That was exactly my next question. That again, in a career where you've had a lot of hits and misses as well.
Yeah. I think who doesn't have hits and misses?
Where does one find balance and to kind of deal with all that is probably not that too pleasant to feel? And especially in today's time when social media is so brutal that they just write you off like clearly on the face of it.
Yeah.
So how do you have dealt over all these years with the things that have
I think
not
just
worked?
focused, hard work, and like a horse with the blinkers on, you just concentrate on your work and do your best and try to improve your craft and remain fit, be honest to whatever you do, have the integrity.
Is it exactly the same advice that you give to Sonam and Harsh as well whenever there is
That's what Michael said. It's all about people, children of who have a film lineage have to work doubly hard.
Yeah. If I ask you about the cinematic experience that one had in the time when you started off and today, a lot of films, the way they were being made, the topics that were being chosen have changed. Clearly, the focus is on content this time.
Today I think in India, of course, and the way it is there, because we are somewhere, they want to see realistic stories.
Okay.
And realistic stories, but said interestingly, and entertain and has to have kind of entertainment. So that's otherwise, earlier we used to make stories and make those kind of stories to make them believe them.
Okay.
And stories which were slightly larger than life, and we made those kind of films to make them believe, the audience believe. Now we do more realistic stories, and which sound, and when you look at those characters, they should look real.
And where does the role of box office come in all this? Because the Friday has become this terror in any actor's
life.
It
I think it's all over the world.
Really?
It's all over the world, and of course, as it's best times for us, because there's now with the streaming and with all those platforms which have come, you can do so much of work where which obviously it would be difficult to do theatrically. You do it on these platforms and tell your stories. And of course there is less censorship, and you have self-censorship in that. And so you can tell great stories. We have great stories in India, and I'm sure there's great work. And today we are in a situation that you can do things globally. The mobile is the theater now. Absolutely.
True. So are there any plans to venture out in the web space anytime soon?
Yeah. I did it 9 years, but I did 24, which was released, it was broadcasted, and of course it was streamed also. And I'm doing many more shows and producing them, want to act in them. A lot of offers are there. They're on my, I'm reading those scripts, and something which is exciting, I'll do it.
One thing I really, really wanted to ask you was the relationships that you forged in the industry over these years. I was talking to Anupam Kher sir recently, and he said that the friendship that I, Anil and Madhuri share is like, you give example of that. And he felt somewhere that, within the present generation, it's not that kind of warmth that, one
I don't
sees.
know.
What do you have to say about that?
No, I don't think so, because I think Sonam is from this generation, and she has some good friends, and she's very friendly to all her colleagues.
You're talking about the new crop of actors.
So I'm giving you examples. So there are some actors who believe in these kind make that effort. Yes.
You've got to work with quite a few of them. Rajkumar was there in Ek
Yes, I worked with Rajkumar. I'm working with now in Malang with Aditya Roy Kapoor and Disha Patni, and trust me when I'm saying that they are the future big stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Are there things that on set you also imbibe and learn from them? With the
their commitment, the way they look, their commitment, and and like Disha, she's so professional, so hardworking, and she's, I've seen a lot of people taking care of themselves, but she is absolutely regimental where her fitness, food, all these things are concerned, which is great.
And sir, one thing that a lot of senior actors talk about is the urge to work with the new directors. You know, the comfort that they share, the stories that they have to tell. How much comfort you think you formed while working with new directors? Are you more than open?
No, I'm a matter of fact, I'm more open to work with the newer and younger directors because I think they'll come with a different kind of perspective, different kind of storytelling. So it's great, you know, and you learn, you know, and that's what helps you reinvent yourself. I've always been a director's actor, so so I worked with. I think I'm working with Mohit now. He's a young director. He's a successful young director. He's made some very successful films. I enjoyed working with him. And then I worked with the first-time director. She's not young, but she was the first-time director. Ek ladki ko dekha to aisa laga.
Yeah.
Then of course I worked with Zoya, and I'm hopefully doing a film with Vikram Motwane now. So you know, looking forward to that film too.
A lot of cult films these days being remade are being watched, liked, appreciated, or some probably, you know, not working at the box office as well. Like Pati Patni Wo has been remade after 30 years. So if one has to ask you about how receptive you are to this entire trend of picking up something.
I'm receptive to anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in this business, so anything which is exciting, good, and I feel can be made and have a different kind of interpretation. And because, you know, there are so many people who have not seen Pati Patni Wo.
Yes.
Most of the people have not seen this. They're going to see, they don't know that this film was made. So, you know, there's an audience for every story. So you have to pick and choose the right stories which can be adapted and made again.
So if you had to choose one film from your filmography that could be remade.
I have quite a few films, but I don't want to share that because I don't want anybody else to do that. I want to do it myself.
Even the remake version?
Yes, of course.
But even one. I mean, you don't want to like have one and in which you see a younger star playing, recreating your magic.
I think Chameli Ki Shaadi.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, it can be, you know, all the actors have spoken to me about it. There's Ayushman who spoke to me about it, Rajkumar Rao who spoke to me about it.
Okay.
And so, you know, that's a film which I feel didn't get its due. It's getting its due now, but now I feel if it's made again and can be a good film, yeah.
And will Amrita Singh's daughter then be the fit one to play the...
Yeah, why not? Yeah, of course. She's very good. I saw her work. She's, you know, she can do that role very well.
Anil sir, when you hail from a family or when you belong to a family of film people, the most dinner table conversations happen to be about who's working in which film, what is the next project that I'm due. Was it the same scenario back home even when your kids were growing up or you guys were young with your brothers and your father being a film producer as well?
No, we never really. My father never really interfered in my work. He just let me be. And that's what I've done with my children. I think this is what I've taken from my father. That let them, you know, let them follow their own dreams and make their own mistakes and learn from their mistakes. And if I'm always there to guide them if they need me, somewhere I think that's really helped for them to become so independent in their thinking. They have their own identity and they're going to make their own identity and carve a niche for themselves. Independent thinking. Nobody influences anybody. Yeah.
Great.
And nobody's going to get influenced also.
That's like a great thing.
Yeah.
So ending this session on a very, very positive note with you. All the very best for your all upcoming films. And I hope that your fans get to see more and more and more of you on screen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.